This next video is to hopefully address how to make a quiz, and here's how we do it. We go to Test and Quizzes. We click it. It takes a second to come up. Then we want to click Modify, because right now it's showing all the quizzes that we've already made. We want to add another one, so we're going to click Modify. Yeah, this should be strikingly similar to how to make a homework. So now we go over to Create an Assignment, and then we go Create a Quiz. So we click on Create a Quiz, and then this pops up, and then we name it. Let's call it My First Quiz. And then you want to use the online test bank. You can also create one in TestGen and upload it there if you want multiple choice action. So now we again click the chapter. Why not linear equations in one variable? And now this section, let's do it on more solving linear equations. Maybe you want to put them all together. The objective, let's just keep all objectives out there. You can select just one. And all questions, you want to use all questions. Again, the publisher questions, and you can even make custom questions here too. So you can just click on here using the thumbnails. It takes a second to come up, and not all the thumbnails are right, at least not yet. Apparently my internet is running a little slow today, so maybe you want those two questions and you can click Add and it pops them over there. Or maybe you want to select them by actually looking at them first and all the learning aids that they have along with them. But these are quizzes, so the learning aids should be turned off, everything except for Add an Instructor Tip. So alright, let's add this one. Let's not add this one. Let's not add that one. And let's add this one. Once you've selected all the questions you want, then you click Close. You can adjust the points here. And this is a new button down here too, Student to Show Work. Then the student actually has to show work on how they solve these. Let's click Close. And now that we've gotten here, it's next, because here's the part I want to show you. Again, you choose its availability. Let's make it available tomorrow. And let's make it due on the 15th. Partial credit? Sure. Require a password. Sometimes you want to lock down your quizzes, or you want to give them at a certain time, or in a certain place. You can require that a password be entered, and then you would enter a password here, like jump. And then prerequisites. That'll be another video. Limit the number of attempts. This is nice, right? Because otherwise a student can take a quiz as many times as they want. If we limit the number of attempts, the default is set to 3. But maybe we want to give them 4 tries at this quiz. Now when it scores it, it's going to keep best score. Student can access on his or her own with the password. When they go to access this quiz, it'll ask them to enter the password. And I do believe it's case sensitive. Or the instructor must act. Maybe you're going for a more secure feeling. You can also keep it to where the student can only resume it if you give them access. So then in your gradebook you would say it's okay for them to take it again. But I don't recommend it because it's kind of a pain and bookkeeping process. But if your classes are small, then that's that. We can make them a timed quiz, and we can say this one is 15 minutes. And you can either show or not show the time remaining. And then if you show the time remaining, it'll tick down in the upper right hand corner as to the amount of time they have left. Here's a feature I like. Here, this will put them in an random order for each student. Why? Maybe you have a lab and they're all taking the quiz in that lab and you want to cut down on the team takings. As far as the learning aids go, here we can include some other learning aids in there if we select them on. But remember, this is a quiz. And then you can have the learning aids in review mode only, I guess, if they wanted to go through and relook at those. Now, on display results, after a student submits a quiz, the quiz summary will show up. It'll tell them which ones are right and which ones are wrong. If you leave it here, it shows the correct results and the results that the student entered. You can also only show the ones they got right and wrong and hide the correct answers. Or you can hide the score and the question results. So in the review mode, they'll be able to look over it, but not know which ones they got wrong and right. When can they review it? This one is anytime after submitting. That means they submit it, and they can look at it, and they can also review the results the next day or the day after. Student can reviews only immediately after submitting. I like this one, because they submit it, they see which ones they got right and wrong, and then when they retake it, they don't have the previous quiz to look at. And the other two should be pretty self-explanatory. Never review, and can review submitted quiz anytime after the due date. That locks them out after the due date so that they can repeat the quiz before the due date, and then after it, review their quizzes. Allow them to print. I don't know why you would do that, but maybe you would. And it'll update the study plan, the student's custom studyage, and allow others to import, just like the homework. And then we can save and assign. And your first quiz shows up here. It's not available until tomorrow. That's why there's no green dot. These are the ones that are available. And it tells you the category is a quiz and that it has been assigned, and it gives you the due dates. And again, you can change any of that right here. And that concludes the video on how to make a regular quiz.